Big time combos about issues facing singles today. It's the TBD podcast. Welcome back to another episode of TBD, To Be Determined podcast. That's Isaiah Johnson III in the blazer shirt combination. That's, you know, it's not quite Miami Vice this week, but it's cold though. It's still cold out here. He ain't got no socks with the soft soles. It's cold out here. Okay, he would be out here in the Nash Bridges. I mean, what's the boy that played Nash Bridges? Don Johnson. That was Miami Vice. Philip Michael Thomason out here. Woo! Still cold out here, brother. But that's Isaiah Johnson III. We got Shannon with the long boots. It's 85 degrees though.
It really
but
is.
It's November.
But it's November,
it got cold and then it got warm. So you know.
I was like, I'm putting them on.
Shannon,
it's November.
You always look like a background character in a different world. I love it. Keep it up.
What does that even mean, wrinkly? yeah. Pull it together.
You know what it means. You can. You look like you could be Dwayne Wayne's best friend back there. Go ahead.
Oh, man.
Where's that lotion when you need it? Go ahead,
boy.
Brian.
I'm Brian, and there's a couple of ways. I'm going to go ahead and get it on the table right now. Actually, you know what? We have a great topic for today's show. We're going to be talking about rekindling old flames. But before we do, let me let you know how you can get in contact with us. Okay, first and foremost, you can always leave a message in the YouTube comment section under this video right here, or you can drop us a dime on IG, or even on not Twitter, on Facebook. We don't have a Twitter, do we? Nah. So definitely Facebook.
That'd be so dangerous.
And then also we have an email, tbdjax@gmail.com. And then also the phone number, I got to get it up here. You think I would know it by now, right? 904-513-8597. You can leave us a voicemail. We do check that. If you have any questions, any comments, hey, you just want to give a praise report, you know, we'll shout you out. But we do check all those areas, and we use it for content in the show. So definitely drop us a message.
And Shannon prays over every male inquirer.
Please continue, Brian.
Okay. And so before we get into today's topic, we always get an icebreaker. And so today, I just got two questions, okay?
Mm-hmm.
All right. First question. What was your worst date ever?
Shannon, you be getting that though.
I think my worst date was a video date. I mean, the first one, it lasted like an hour and a half, and he talked the whole time. Yes, Brian, I know what you're going to say.
I wasn't going to say that.
Okay,
I didn't know
that was
what
it.
happening.
No, how about that date when you had a double date with your friends and nobody knew it was a date?
No, everybody knew it was a date. I didn't want to bring that up. But since you mentioned it,
yes,
it was a double date. So what? Okay, this is how it transpired. So we were all in a singles group together. It was really fun. It's like one of the best times of my life. And so there was a guy that I kind of liked. I wasn't sure though. I was just like, I think I kind of like him. But I didn't know how to arrange a date essentially. And so I don't know how we were all on like the Facebook feed. We're on something. We're all messaging together, and it was happening in real time. And so we were talking about dating. I think he made some kind of slick comment about dating. I just can't remember. It was such a long time ago.
You said, I bet you won't date me.
I know, and I challenged him. I was just like, I said something similar to that. It was something,
I bet you won't fall in love.
Like that. Whatever. And so then we ended up, it was me and him, and then a friend of mine, and then one of his friends who I thought was interested in my friend because he would always be up in her face. And we ended up going to this Irish pub for like a double date.
Oh, first of all, Irish people everywhere, like, yo, watch your whole tone. Pipe all the way down with your tone, all right? Okay? Because
I stand with Ireland, yo.
We ain't like that at all. I don't like the way you
Ireland.
said that either. You know what I mean? I ain't been, I like Irish Spring. I used to anyway. Like, you're not going to do
that. Makes your skin dry.
I love
so you doubling now.
Charms.
So you doubling now. All right? Thoughts and opinion? Thoughts and opinions are not shared by the moderator of this podcast.
I like bangers and mash.
No, don't do that. Don't circle back now.
Don't pander now.
And so
Pander bear. Pander bear.
I like sausage rolls. They're amazing. Anyway, we went on it. Nothing happened. It was so awkward. It was like we were in a singles group, like when we would have the breakout sessions. That's what it felt like.
Because you made that man date you. He wasn't ready.
I didn't make him date me. He could have been like, just left it out there, like, you know, but he's the kind of person who always has to accept a challenge, and y'all know that's true.
And you were like, I bet you won't take me out. But okay.
And then everybody was like, what happened? I'm just like, absolutely nothing.
Bet you won't pay these student loans off. Y'all be thinking too small.
Yeah.
Take
See
me
what,
out
happened
dinner.
see what happened when you're in your flesh? You get flesh results. Okay. My worst date. Now this one, oh man. I'm more
Because you were
embarrassed.
on it. Go ahead.
Man, this girl got to the hand holding stage.
Did you really?
Can I tell my story? Shannon?
I'm just asking. I can't see you holding somebody's hand. Go ahead.
That's fair.
You know, that's not. Your boy put the smack down. I am very romantic. But
I believe that
my
too.
Ew.
this thing is, I do this thing where I like to caress hands.
Ooh.
I'm a hand caresser. I like.
Okay. I mean, everybody
Yeah,
has their stuff.
We holding hands and it got hot and heavy with the hand holding, right?
Like sweaty?
No, like I was really
What were you doing?
Caressing.
cra-
That boy just said what he
Shannon,
do.
I'm not gonna show you on air.
Oh,
That-
it's X-rated hand holding. Oh.
So this happened, right? Very next time we go out, she says, I think it's best if we don't hold hands.
Yo! Tell me what you want. What you really want. I'll tell you what I want.
And I'm like,
Yo!
yes, this is dead in the water.
Yo!
Yeah.
Well, maybe it was just too much for her. She was just like, it was causing her to stumble. Maybe it just
Well,
caused
whatever
her to
happened, she
stumble.
sunk my battleship.
Oh.
She
So you
won.
didn't ask her out no more?
That's a
bam.
podcast for another time.
Oh.
First
You
of
want to
all,
know everything,
I'll
don't
take
you?
that as a no.
She said, don't touch me. Get your hand off me.
I'm not that kind of hand
Get
holder.
your hand off of me. oh boy. Oh boy. We don't even have time for the second question. I said that was both of y'all. Wow. Okay. Oh boy. She was like, y'all met again.
We met
Put on your
again.
hands together. Let's see how you caress hands.
I can't show you. It's too spicy.
Yeah. You guys met for a second time.
Met for the second
Your
time.
mind was already made up. We caressing part. This part two. She about to
Yes.
get to the next level.
Our hands are
Ew,
on
what
the
was the
third
next
base.
level? Like
And-
forearms? Like what's going on?
Shannon.
Like, I don't know. Okay.
If I have to tell you, you know too much.
And
Oh.
she said, I just want to pull out this contract real quick. I need to go over some things, some
like-
do's and don'ts,
Yeah.
some safety measures. The hand holding, we can't. That's not it, Chief.
No.
We're going to hold off on that right there. Eye contact, we're going to hold off on that right there.
I prayed and fasted. The Lord said, "That's not my ministry."
Not my love language at all.
Laying of
Holy
hands.
smokes.
Some things have to wait till I'm married for. Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, Shannon.
Topic of the day. Oh, man. I wasn't expecting that. I don't know what I was expecting.
Yuck.
So, let's say in both of these cases, nothing came to fruition. But you guys have gotten far in relationships where you've actually been with somebody who will let you caress their hand any way you like, or they wouldn't treat everything like just a singles group when you guys were out. And, people that you would consider a serious partner in a relationship. Those relationships ultimately didn't work out. I mean, hence, single. I'm not trying to make a joke. You guys
That's
are
true.
single.
Yeah.
And probably in some of those cases, you guys have tried to, or maybe the person that you broke up with tried to reconnect with you in some capacity to see whether or not, you could give it a round two. You could give it another go. So the question for today is this, guys. Should you circle back to a past relationship? Should you rekindle things with an old flame? Get that old thing back.
I can't do it. I'm too petty.
Why not?
I'm too petty. If it don't work, it didn't work for a reason. And I hate rejection. Like, I just hate it. So the whole point that something about you didn't like me or vice versa, like, let's cut our losses. I actually left a church because of a woman. I was like, you know what? I think that's a sign for me to move on with my with my church.
Did you ask the Lord?
I think know what
Mr.
it was.
Spiritual, did you ask the Lord?
I think I feel like the Lord was telling me it's time to go to another congregation, but that kind of like put the nail on the coffin right there. I was like, oh, I just think I heard from the Lord.
Conveniently.
Yes. So yes, I am. How about you, Shannon? Would you?
Oh, would I?
Have you ever though?
Yes.
Have you ever double dipped?
I have, and it has been disastrous. Anytime that I have done that, and so I've just said I'm not doing that anymore. Like,
What made you go back?
oh well, there's a lot of reasons why people go
I
back.
ain't talking about people.
It
Go
doesn't
ahead.
matter. No, you want me to be the data person, so don't make me do all this data work and talk about you don't want to hear it. So there are a lot of reasons why people rekindle old flames. And it's nostalgia is a big one, obviously, because old love feels comfortable.
I miss Transformers and G.I. Joes.
But you don't miss old relationships, probably
bad
because
body
you were
women.
the toxic person. Oh, because you date bad body women. Also, the relationship clock. Like, people are just like, hey, I need to hurry up and get on with my life. So I'm going to go back to this thing that I know already. And then familiarity bias that kind of ties in with the relationship clock. But then some people just hope, like, you know what, maybe things are different and history won't repeat itself. So, I mean, I think it's interesting that you and your main ex never got back together, but you said it's because you're petty.
Yeah, I mean, I ride a relationship out. I would go till the wheels fall off. But once the wheels fall off, I'm like, oh, time for me to get off. But
yeah, I wasn't like that. I wasn't because I was so young. But I was in my 20s with somebody that I was in a serious relationship with. But then when I moved, I broke up with them. And honestly, it was because I gave my life to the Lord. And so I knew I needed to get rid of that relationship. And it was crazy because when I broke up with that person, like, as a weight that lifted, it was crazy because I was expecting like heartbreak and devastation. You know how it is when you break up with somebody, how you feel. But I felt relieved. I was so surprised. Anyway, I went to Tampa, and this goes with the verse, as a dog returns to his own vomit, so a fool repeats his volley. Yeah, that was me.
Are you the folly or the fool?
No, he was
or the vomit?
he was the vomit. And so I was the fool when he was the vomit.
Okay.
But not because he's a bad person, just because like I was returning to something, because when I got to Tampa, there was nobody was really interested in me at all, and I was starting to feel kind of lonely, and so I tried to start a relationship back up with him again. And so but then I realized like he was the same person, like nothing had changed. I was just lonely, and I was giving him false hope. Like I was making him think that something was going to occur, and it wasn't. And so I just let it go. So anyway,
one of the reasons I don't never go double back around because if I'm pursuing a woman, especially saved women, they make you jump through hoops. They don't make it easy to love them. They don't.
I think that's a generalization. I think a lot of Christian men are looking in the wrong places for women, and they skip over somebody who is going to be good to them. They pick difficult women, there I said it, and then get mad when they're like, oh, she made me jump through hoops. No, she has options, and she's just like, who's going to jump through the most hoops? That's what I think. But anyway, go ahead. If you want to generalize, I'll generalize back.
Well, the whole point is if I jump through enough hoops, I start hating the hoops.
Yeah.
And I don't want to be with them no more.
No, that's good. I can see that.
Yeah.
So Isaiah, what if? So okay, yeah, you've had relationships, and
I had one or two. I'm not like my co-host here. I'm saying.
What are you trying to say?
You be dating.
Called you a floozy.
Now,
I think called you
wait
a
a minute.
floozy.
In one instance, you're
You
like,
hussy.
you don't talk to nobody. On the other instance, you're like, oh, you talk to too many people. First of
Floozy.
all, none of your business. But second of all, which one is it?
Like you said, none of my business, as you were saying, my man.
Oh, that was clever.
No, you told me none of my business. I just try to be a good
So
friend.
you couldn't call me no floozy. I like that you clapped back just now, huh?
Shannon.
You're
You
Floozy.
totally did.
No, I didn't call
Yes, you did.
Yo,
No, you called me a tramp.
Whoa,
Go
now
ahead.
I ain't say that. I ain't say that. Now she took that one.
If we was in elementary, y'all be fighting me right now. Y'all
I
instigating
wouldn't
and
be
jumping
fighting.
on me.
I wouldn't be fighting. Now, come on now, don't do that.
No, Shannon, I'm saying You're a very attractive young lady.
Oh,
That's a nice
Oh,
way
yeah.
to come back,
is
right?
it like he's setting you up for the
Oh
big
yeah,
okey
like
doke?
No.
you're a
Okay,
10 to somebody under his breath.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
like
yeah.
remember that one?
Yeah,
Yeah,
but that
so
was nice though. Come on, you'd be like,
to
thank
somebody.
you. Well, no. I'm just talking about what he just said.
You're a
Just
very
like, thank you.
attractive young lady and have a lot of guys after you. So you occasionally you go out with a lot of them, you know.
Please go ahead, ask Isaiah this question because I just want to punch him right now.
So Isaiah, I kind of lost it, so I'll make something up on the fly.
Okay.
But you've been in relationships, and you haven't been in too many that you really felt super serious about. At least you haven't shared that with me. I know it's been like one or two. Okay, so I know your rule on not circling back, and I think it's probably a really solid one. Probably makes a lot of sense. And Shannon, you said it as well. I think that's pretty solid on you guys' parts on not so much circling back with a old or past relationship. But Isaiah, if one of the past relationships that you were actually into, okay, like super into, if they came back and it wasn't the exact same person, meaning they put more effort into it, in a way they were pursuing you just as hard as you were pursuing them the first time, could that be something that you would say, okay, in that instance, maybe circling back isn't a terrible idea because they're showing a different side or they're showing growth or whatever they're showing is different than whatever caused you to break off in the first place?
I honestly, I hate rejection. So whatever happened that make us go our separate ways, that'd be in the back of my head. Like,
Really?
I've like, this is kind of person you are. These are your triggers. This is who I am.
Oh, you can't get past that.
I
though.
can't get past it. So, especially if the Lord told me it's a no-go, then I'm like, that's
I mean, but that barring that though, like if it's not the Lord telling you that, and it's just like shit, that person broke up with you, and you had no
yeah. It has to be God say, hey,
go back to this person.
get back in it. Other than that, I'm like, I'm good. I'm good because I don't think I'm changing that much to be a different person for that person. You know,
Right.
so I'm going back into a relationship being the same Isaiah. So I don't see what the different outcome will occur.
But they could change. I mean, but no,
Yeah.
I see what I know exactly what you're saying.
This
But
mystical unicorn of a person that changes dramatically since I known them, bring them on.
but we're Christians, right? We're believers in Jesus, and so we do believe that the Holy Spirit does change us over time. I mean, you know, that's just me anyway. I do believe it's from glory to glory, and people can change. You know, I think the thing is, did they change?
How long we known each other?
About 10 years.
I don't think we have changed. I think you're the same Shannon I met the first day.
You're not the same person that I met. You're still annoying, but you've grown. You've grown as a person, like in several ways, I will say.
I think you just got to know me better.
No, I don't think so. I think that there are things that you are a lot more dependable in. I think that you have a lot more empathy than you used to. I feel like there's a certain openness to you in some ways. Like there's some things that are still shallow. I will agree with that. But I feel like there are some things that have grown in you, quite frankly. I feel like you're a way better friend in general than you were like 5-7 years ago.
To you. Okay, I had to throw that in there. But but Shannon, what make you?
And I feel like Brian's grown over the years too. And I do attribute that to you guys knowing the Lord. I just do. So I see the change in you.
Yeah, what smart remark you got? She put that Lord part in there. Now you got to think about it. Be careful.
No,
I know. Stubble.
I know she want to send hellfire on me. But anyway, Shannon, what would make you want to go back to a person that you had a relationship with?
I after all the things that I have seen myself get back into over the years, I actually block people now. And it's not because they're bad people. It's because it's just like, you know what? We're good. You know, we're good. Yeah. And the thing is, I feel like if they want to get in touch with me, then they know how. Like for instance, like the guy that I used to date when I was very young and totally ruined the trajectory of my life. And I actually went back to him, ruined it even more. It was awful. It was an awful situation. So years later, I ended up moving to Georgia. And, you know, he was in the military. And it just so happened that there was a base in that town. I moved to Georgia, and there was a church that I loved I was going to. And one day I see somebody staring at me, and I'm just like, who is that? And I was like, I know that is not him up in here. And so I politely went to my car and did not say anything to anybody. Next thing you know, I'm at church again. And when I'm leaving, this time he's in the vestibule with a friend, standing there staring at me, expecting me to come up and talk to him. And I left again. And I was just like, oh no. And I'm just like, talking about returning to vomit. That would have been vomit. And so I was mad. I was mad at the Lord. I was mad at him. I was like, I'm good to go now, Lord. Why are you bringing this person up in here? Came to church the next time, and I was like, Lord, I don't know what I'm going to do. I told y'all, I was like, the Lord was like, just wave at him. I'm just like, wave? No. And it's just like, no, wave at him. It just so happened he was getting out of the car, and he was standing there looking at me, and his wife was out of the car too. And I just waved or whatever, and I never saw them again. Never saw them. And I feel like the Lord directed me to that. But I was just like, you know what? That was one that was trying to circle back on the low.
On the low, Shannon.
He was trying to circle back on the low.
So that's what, now I see why you don't date saved men, because you don't want to see them again in heaven. If it don't work out, you're like, I want to see you again, even in the afterlife, even in eternity.
That made no sense whatsoever. And no, he had a wife and he had ruined my life. Like, I had to come out of that. I'm just like, don't come up here smiling now. You know what I want? A written apology. But my whole point is, my point, and I've had men, actually, before I started blocking people, I've actually had men that I've dated in the past and who have done wrong things to me show up like in like my DMs on Instagram and stuff like that. And I'm just like, you know what? Stop trying to circle back. Like, and so now, like, when it's over, it's not the pettiness. It's just that, you know what, let's let it be over, because I'm not here for you to be bored. I'm not here for you to be like, you know, just, well, nothing else is going on, you know, because I've done that to people before. It's just like, let's let it be over. That's just me personally. But a lot of people are happy, like, when they circle back.
Yeah.
You know?
I really, no mind, I better stop.
Drop that before we wrap this up. Drop that stat about people circling back, because I know you read something in the pre-show meeting about it working out for individuals who get together and break up and then get back together again.
It says that, okay, so there's a study by this professor from California State University. She's actually a professor emeritus, so she knows what she's talking about.
Maybe.
And you know what? That's actually true. Good point.
Go ahead.
But it's good news then if science says rekindled love stories may have a longer shelf life. This professor looked at 1,001 people who broke off a relationship and then revisited it at least 5 years later. She found that, number one, 72% were still with their lost love, and 71% found the reunion was their most intense romance of all time. So it does. The thing about it is, what they say is, okay, now if you broke up like for something toxic, then yeah, don't go back to that person. But they're like, but for those like who can't forget a lost love and seek to meet them again, the result can often be a long-lasting and meaningful relationship. And then it says, like, you know, couples who, you know, were fighting all the time and everything, they're unlikely to get back together. But prospects are better for those who had no good reason for breaking up in the first place. And so there are plenty of people who broke up and got back together, and it's been amazing for them, and they stay together. That's almost 3/4 of people. But, you know, for me,
you never know, Shannon.
You never know what. No, because my thing is, this is my thing. I feel like if I block you on the phone, there are other ways to get in touch with me, because no, I'll tell you, because look, this final word, right? Because
final word.
The people,
Hey guys, final word.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Final word.
You're doing this man's job.
Nice, she good. She can do it. Give me the cue. Final word. Go ahead,
Shannon. Internal your monologue. Go.
I'm out of pocket. I'm so sorry. But my whole thing is this, like, if I block you, like, phone wise, there's always email, there's always other things. But I think the easiest way these days to get back with somebody is at 10:30 in the evening in, like, you know, a WYD text. You know what I mean? And I'm just like, no, if you want to come back this way, you know how to get in touch with me, but it won't be through my phone. In Jesus' name, amen. Well, you said you're not circling back
No,
Yeah,
but
you
I
did
ain't
say
gonna
that.
make a person send me a pigeon, a
letter
pigeon mail,
in the mailbox.
a
Then it's too
telegram,
much effort. Hey man,
Pony
like,
Express.
we good. Then we are so good right now.
My final word is
You're petty.
I believe God has a plan for me, and I'm trying to see what's next. Maybe it's somebody I had a previous relationship with, but most likely he got bigger and better for me. So I hope that's for everybody.
Ooh, I like that. You know, that what reminds me of, Isaiah, what you just said is that the Lord gives us wisdom. And so that's where we have the advantage as believers.
I see I can never have the last word.
Oh, I'm so last wording you today, too. I'm
Yes.
final wording you. I'm last wording you. Okay, I'm done. I was just trying to agree with you.
No, this has been the
I was trying
Shannon
to
show.
I was trying to be positive. I was trying to be like, Isaiah, I really see what you're saying. I really appreciate what you're saying. But I guess that wasn't appreciated.
Okay.
Okay.
Another great episode. Another good talking about the subject matter of circling back, rekindling old flames. They say don't do it.
I
Can't
said
do
I
it.
wouldn't do it.
But some professor emeritus from Maryland said,
California.
if you do it, there's a chance that the do isn't done for a very long time. So anyway, if you want to drop a comment about this, do so. YouTube comment section right under this video.
And if you want to know what Brian has to say about it, ask him in the comments. I want to know his opinion. Ask him in the comments.
Yeah. Now, don't ask no question
That you don't want the answer to.
that you don't
That's
want to answer to,
dangerous.
because what I'm going to do is give you a fair response that holds everybody accountable.
Don't get your feelings hurt.
That's why-
You don't want that.
That's why I didn't want to know on the air, because I didn't
know
know
what I mean?
what was going to come
You know what
out.
I'm saying? I do know how to pander bear, but I won't pander bear. Not for you. In the YouTube comment, we like it, but come on now. I ain't gonna pander bear for that. Anyway, he's right. In the YouTube comment section, you can drop questions, concerns, comments. You also can contact us, IG, drop us a DM. You can get on Facebook. You can messenger us that way as well. I think it's still messenger. I'm actually not on Facebook, so I don't actually know. But they check the Facebook, so they know about the Facebook. You can also send us an email, tbdjax@gmail.com, tbdjax@gmail.com. And we got a phone number, 904-513-8597, 513-8597. You can leave us a voicemail. We do check that. We use all of these different avenues to help fill out some of our show topics. So if you got an idea, let us know. And we can be using your subject in one of the future episodes. So that's all good. Anyway, we're going to wrap up now. We're about to head out the studio. Enjoy the rest of this weekend. You guys got any plans? No?
No, I'd just like to say, somebody give Shannon a reason to double back. That's all I got.
Why are you doing this to me?
Because I'm your friend.
But on the other hand, I date 5 million people.
I didn't ever say that.
You said I get around.
That's the song.
Round and round, round and round. Remember that song?
Let's close out.
I forgot. Listen, 90s music done by black people. Isaiah is not about it. Isaiah is done with it. He's
I
like,
wanna
what
be
was going on?
down
Oh, boy.
with what
Look at
you
you.
going
Headaches
through.
coming.
Remember, was it Brandy and RJ? Or no, Ray J? They were like, they had their little head thing like that. They did that. Y'all remember that?
Actually, I don't remember that.
You don't remember the video?
I don't remember
That
the
video came out your first day at your job, after your
You think
internship.
you're funny? You think you're?
No,
Yeah,
I'm
you were
just saying.
right there with me in the desk right next to me. Shucks.
Your
Brian
first
was the
day-
only one still in elementary school because you were not.
Your first
You were not. You were not.
Your first day at your internship, they played that song for you.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And you were in the desk right next to me.
Saying that they played this for us last year. So you know what? They played this for us last year. They should give y'all a new song.
Right.
I don't know why they did that to y'all. Anyway, for Isaiah Johnson III, Shannon, and myself, Brian.
Wait, you said my whole name. What's your name?
Okay, for Isaiah, Shannon, and myself, that's it for this episode of TBD To Be Determined podcast. Holla at you, boy.
Black and white Isaiah.
No deuces.
No, I
Deuces.
can't.
Deuces.
Dude, come on, Isaiah. Let's do it together.
Deuces.
Now you gotta look over there.
I don't gotta look nowhere.
Okay, never mind.
It's over.
Okay.
All right, guys.
Don't tell me when to shoot the peace sign.
A peace up.
You gotta do your tongue too. That's what the kids are doing.